And we are live. What's going on, everyone? It's Live with Kenny, episode 71. It's a crazy week this week. I don't know what the hell's going on today. Eric Adams got indicted, allegedly, for what? Fraud charges? This is ridiculous. What's going on here? But hey, another day, another live stream. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about this, and then also I'm gonna talk about how Kamala Harris is essentially getting cooked right now, because as usual, she's not clear. The word salad thing is kind of sticking on Kamala Harris. And today, at the time of me making this live stream, she's supposed to be visiting the southern border right now. And all we know, I know, everyone within the sound of my voice know that this is all a publicity stunt to make her appear that she cares about the border issue, which we all kind of know she doesn't. But I digress. So let's get into the story. Far left, because there's been a push for Eric Adams to resign after all these allegations came out. And here's why I don't want this to happen, because apparently there's a far left anti-cop activist who will be next in line if Eric Adams decides to step down. This is why AOC is calling for him to step down. And we're going to get a little into this drama. Yes, we're going to get into this drama. Jermaine Williams, a radical left-wing anti-police activist, would become the next acting mayor of New York by default if Mayor Eric Adams were to resign over federal criminal charges. Williams, who's 48, of Brooklyn, New York, cleared his entire schedule on Thursday in the wake of the indictment against Adams. That boy was ready. Williams, who has served as the New York City's public advocate since 2019, has pushed for the several progressive social justice causes in his nearly 15-year career in public service. He has held a position of power in the city since 2010, when he was the first elected to the New York City Council, as per the New York Times. Despite being a Democrat, Williams' progressive agenda is starkly different from an administration run by the mayor, Adams, a moderate lawmaker with a law enforcement background. The public advocate has been embroiled in several controversies throughout this tenure. He has backed numerous anti-police bills, has positioned himself as a vocal leader, critical of law enforcement. Let's dial this a little bit back. Imagine the crime that's going on right now with Alvin Bragg not wanting to put felony charges on people who steal from you, assault you, illegals allowed to hit on the NYCPD. Imagine if Jermaine gets into power by default, the same way Kamala Harris became the nominee by default. You see what I did there? Yo, hey, Adam, stay in, bruh. Stay in, please. Don't let him get to you, please. And everyone's finding this interesting after, he called out Joe Biden, the administration, for their failed border policy. Biden-Harris administration releases 13,000 convicted murderers, 435,000 criminals across the U.S. border. Are you scared yet? And Eric Adams, these politicians, I think there's always dirt on politicians. I think they've had dirt, because if Eric Adams is getting federal charges, right, for the appearance of him probably being part of this fraud case, shouldn't Joe Biden also be, if the justice system was fair, wouldn't they be prosecuting Joe Biden right now? But they're not. Bro, who would have thought, that Donald Trump wouldn't be the only New Yorker being prosecuted by the Biden DOJ, the Biden-Harris DOJ, right? And I think I have Trump's reaction to the fact that Eric Adams has gotten indicted. And let's hear what Trump has to say. So let's take a look.
I will say this. I watched about a year ago when he talked about how the illegal migrants are hurting our city and the federal government should pay us and we shouldn't have to take them. And I said, you know what? He'll be indicted within a year. And I was exactly right, because that's what we have. We have people that use the Justice Department and the FBI at levels that have never been seen before. So I wish him luck. I don't know anything about what he did, but I told a lot of people right over there, that group was saying, sir, you were right about that. When they mentioned that, I said, They came in and he was pretty strong about it. He said, this is really unfair to make us carry this burden. We shouldn't be doing this. This is New York City. I mean, your parks are loaded up. I just passed recently Madison Avenue, the Roosevelt Hotel.
And also in New York, well, they say 75% of the crime that was happening in there was done by illegals. I remember seeing that on a New York Post story. 3 out of 4 crimes were done by illegal immigrants. Eric Adams had to do some government cuts to accommodate the fact that illegal immigrants were coming over to the New York City. I think they were $10 billion. I think he was short. Imagine that. All that tax revenue gone. And then he started complaining about it. And look, everyone in his circle starts getting indicted. And they've been holding on this dirt on this man. And they're like, yo, if you ever deviate from us, we're going to lay the hammer on you. And I guess, I don't know, a part of me feel like this is a distraction, honestly. Right? But, you know, let's Trump finish his points.
Well, it's like nobody would recognize it. That's Midtown. But he came out very strongly against it. He was right, by the way, because it's ruining our country. He was honest. And I said, he will be indicted within a year. And that's what happened. And I noticed the indictment's very old. It goes back a long time. Well, I had the same thing. They went way before the statute of limitations. So I wish him well, but I said that he will be indicted because he did that. You take a look. That's what they do. These are dirty players. These are bad people. They cheat, and they do anything necessary. These are bad people.
And then the Democrats have the goal to try to play morality games with us. And apparently the Court of Appeals, they said there's a strong chance that Trump's $465 million case that they worked so hard, Letitia James worked so hard to get him on, it has a good chance of being repealed. So Kamala, the Democrats, they did all that just to get it repealed. That's how you know it's for sure. And this is one thing I want you guys to focus on when it comes to politics. This is why I say it's a political war that's going on right now. Simplicity isn't the lack of complexity. It is the clarity of understanding. The simplest thing is the most clear thing. What incentive do they have to prosecute Donald Trump, get him on an indictment, get him to pay a $457 million fraud case where no banker was defrauded? People claim that, hey, he didn't defraud me. He paid me back at the terms that I gave him the loan. He paid back with interest, and I would do business with him again. He didn't defraud me. Oh, but he overvalued his property in Mar-a-Lago. The property in Mar-a-Lago is only worth $20 million, according to a New York judge in New York. Make it make sense. And then on CNN, she had a luxury real estate expert say, yeah, Mar-a-Lago can go for at least $800 million, the least. And I'm like, that's way more than what the judge said because of tax fraud. Like, make it make sense. These people, the simplest answer is the most clearest answer. They just want to get them. This is politically motivated. Everyone knows this, but the journalists, they're going to pretend, oh, we're upholding justice. Yeah, okay, sell that. I got a bridge to sell you. Like, no one should be trusting these people on the border, right? Because this is why I say Kamala's going to get cooked, bro. Like Kamala's going to get cooked because the immigration problem is too it's too much to ignore right now, right? And I'm a segue now. We're done with Eric Adams. Eric Adams is complaining that he's being prosecuted because he's black. It's not because he's black. It's because maybe he was actually corrupt. Because at least for Trump got the victims, his alleged victims, saying, I didn't get defrauded. Eric Adams, hey, I don't know, G. I just know it happened a long time ago, and now they want to prosecute him over it in 2024, right after he so happens to make Biden look bad. But I digress. We're going to move on to Kamala Harris. I want to start off with this opening statement, this opening banger, because from this point on, I'm just going to show you in 6 ways how Kamala Harris is getting cooked right now after her disastrous MSNBC interview.
Kamala goes to work every day in the White House. Families are suffering now. So if she has a plan, she should stop grandstanding and do it. Just do it. You have a few months left. Do it. Do it. You have plans for the border? Do it now. You know, you don't need anything at the border. All you need is the President of the United States to say, the border is closed. I didn't have anything. I had only a good thought process. I closed the border. I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I got Mexico to give us thousands of soldiers to guard our country so people didn't come in. And we had the safest border in the history of our country. I didn't need to have a document. I was president. I said to the Border Patrol, nobody better than the Border Patrol and ICE and all of the rest, law enforcement in this country, of which I have the endorsement of almost every single law enforcement group.
And I just want to highlight too is that a lot of the policy that Trump was advocating for the border, and this was like makes me like so frustrated with Kamala Harris, is that she's out here talking about how I'm gonna be tough on the border, I'm gonna do this, but there's stories, and I got a clip for you guys that I want to go over with you guys about how there's criminals coming over the border. Like, this is some ridiculousness, right? You expect, like, think about this from a rational point of view, right? Currently, the Biden-Harris administration releases 13,000 convicted murderers, 435,000 criminals across the border, and look at the bias split. Only 6% of the sources that's covering this news is from a center or neutral outlet. Nobody on the left is highlighting the Biden-Harris administration's record here on the border. I'm gonna just let it sit there in silence. 400,000 criminals coming across the U.S. border. And you expect me, you expect her little show she's going to do on Friday, today at the border to move anyone? Bro, Kamala Harris is not a serious candidate, bro. I'm being serious. She is not a serious candidate. Hey, I'm telling you, Kamala's getting cooked. This is her numbers. This is what's going on right now at the border. Right now. I'm waiting. Donald Trump snapped a bipartisan border deal. Then Donald Trump just called her. Donald Trump said, I didn't have a bill, and look what I was able to do, America. Kamala Harris can do the same thing. All she has to do is go up and wake up Joe. And I think in some parts, Joe Biden's kind of sabotaging Kamala Harris. Because I think on The View or something, I forgot what he said. But essentially he said, no, I delegated foreign policy and domestic policies to Kamala Harris. I was like, oh, that's not a good look. So essentially what Joe Biden's implying is Kamala Harris can do a lot of the things that she's campaigning on right now. She could already start doing today in office. She don't have to wait for day 1 of 2025. She can start right now. This is how Kamala Harris is getting cooked right now. This is why a lot of voters, independents, they don't trust her. They think she's not genuine. They don't think she's inauthentic because of the fact that, given the circumstance, she has made no effort to show that she's actually genuine about fixing the problems of the American people. And she's wondering why union workers aren't endorsing her. But let's check out this Fox News segment, because I'm telling you, Kamala's getting cooked. I'm going to show you RFK. He cooking. Hey, they cooking her today.
With me, we just got these numbers moments ago, but it's a jaw dropper to say the least. So to set the stage here, let me just explain what these numbers mean. ICE has something called a non-detained docket. Essentially what that is it means migrants who were encountered by DHS but are no longer in federal custody. So who's on this non-detained docket? It's illegal immigrants who were caught and released at the border, released with the court date years away. They're in immigration proceedings, combined with illegal immigrants who have already been ordered, deported from the country by a judge, but are still here roaming the country. So keep that in mind, this non-detained docket. According to a letter that the acting director of ICE just sent to Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, on ICE's non-detained docket, they're currently tracking 425,000 non-citizens who have been convicted of a crime. Of that number, over 13.
And these are the criminals that went to Chicago, right? What is it called? I already forgot their name. ADA. They're about to start gang wars in Chicago. This Biden putting people at risk here. And for what? People are going to vote Democrat for what? You hate a man that much? You hate Donald Trump that much? Legacy media covered Donald Trump 89% of the time negatively, and you think you got a objective view of the man? There's some craziness right here. New York Times cooking her? Ouch. Here's how the New York Times described Kamala's softball interview last night. It elicited few details as Kamala avoided direct questions again about how she would govern and why some voters remain fond of former President Donald Trump's stewardship of the economy. She gave basic and predictable answers with roundabout responses that did not provide a substantive answers. Oof. Roast. She faced zero questions on positions Ms. Harris supported during her 2020 presidential campaign or what, if anything, she knew about Mr. Biden's physical condition or mental acuity. A hard-hitting Harris interview is still yet to come. Yet to come. It's never coming, guys. If you're an independent voter, it's never coming. This here, only in our dreams, this is going to happen. The only way Harris is getting a hard-hitting interview if she goes on one of these right-wing podcasts that Mark Cuban hates so much. That's the only hard-hitting interview she's going to get. The interview was widely panned as a disaster because it was. Scott Jennings of CNN. Going on with this particular interviewer was like effectively interviewing with her campaign press secretary. Exactly. The interviewer, and you guys saw my reaction to it, the interviewer said that she doesn't need to talk to the media. And then the person who said that, the person who defended Kamala Harris' strategy of not going to the media, gets an exclusive. Not good look. She had nothing new to say on the economy beyond this ridiculous payable. Hey, look, bro. Do I need to continue? Bro. Sorry, guys, if you're not a bro. This woman's getting roasted. You think I'm lying? New York Post, right-wing news outlet. She refuses to explain how she intends to pay for her pricey economic plan, one of the several questions she dodged. Alex Thompson of Axios, which is designated as a lean left organization. The interview was with someone who went on TV last Friday and said, I'm basically voting for Kamala Harris. Exactly. Fox News. We saw exactly why Stephanie Ruhle was chosen to conduct this interview, if you could even call it that. Town Hall, right wing. It was everything you expected to be, which is a total train wreck. Politico, leans left. The campaign decision to select Ruhle, a friendly interview for Harris for the first national solo sit-down, has drawn criticism. CNN, they lean left. Harris made a false claim about the jobs record of her Republican opponent for President Donald Trump. And that is true because I think CNN even admitted it that they did. The Washington Post leans left. Harris flubs manufacturing job claim, which she said that Donald Trump lost over 200,000 manufacturing jobs when that was a lie. Trump lost, I believe, 1.1 million jobs over the span of the pandemic. And by the end of the pandemic, he gained a lot of them back, but he was still short 147,000 jobs. I could be wrong, but rounding error. But that's because of COVID. We all know that's because of COVID. But, she implied that he lost overall his entire term. He lost jobs. Okay, woman. The Daily Mail. Harris is stumped by questions about crucial parts of her economic policy. The Express. Kamala Harris left stumped and speechless by difficult questions during grilling on MSNBC. You get the joke? If you've seen that look, all you gotta do is go back to my videos. I did a reaction video to it. I said MSNBC anchor makes excuses after Kamala Harris' painful interview. That was my clip, right? If you haven't watched it, if you haven't had the honor of watching it, I got a clip for you guys here because I came prepared. Because we're going to talk about, because she's at the border right now. As I'm speaking right now, she's at the border. What she's going to do there? I don't know. All I know is she has power. She could do something about it right now if she wanted to. But she's sitting here pretending that Donald Trump's the incumbent. Donald Trump's president. This ain't 2020. This is 2024. You're the incumbent, Kamala Harris. You're a part of the administration that's currently governing this country right now that led to the highest inflation rate in 40 years. That had more people crossing the border than Donald Trump, the previous administration. Had more illegals committing crimes under your watch than the previous administration. Yet you're the same person saying that I'm going to, on day one of 2025, fix the border when Donald Trump is calling you out. Many people like me is calling you out saying you can do that right now and you don't need a bill to do it. But instead, you're giving us something like this.
And assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars. And looking holistically at the connection between that and housing. And looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
Prioritizing, how you
and
gonna do that?
assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars.
What is that?
And looking holistically at the connection between that and
Bruh. Hey, look, bro. Hey, it's a cook show today, bros. Hey, look, leave a like for me if you're watching this on a replay, because we cooking her. Because people who disagree with me in my comment section talking about she gonna bring out the women vote. The women vote. Hey, look, women, you're gonna prove every stereotype wrong if she wins because 90% of y'all voted for her, but I doubt it. She ain't gonna get 90% of the women vote, so I don't have nothing to worry about. But there's a warning for y'all. There's a warning.
I'm done. I'm out. I've heard enough. I object on every level I have inside of me to object. If you vote for that as president, then you deserve what you're going to get. I do not deserve it. The people who are going to vote for Trump do not deserve it. It's a calamity how dumb this person is and that she's been placed in this position by her party, by fiat, without anybody. There are smart people in the Democrat Party. She's just not one of them. They weren't allowed to run either when he was seeking to be renominated or once he...
Honestly, the smartest thing, I think, any smart... Because to me, I said it in prior videos before. I can't tell you exactly to, validate myself. But I had predicted this. I said, yo, it's going to be Kamala because think about it smart. You're going to come in with only about 3 months to effectively campaign. I said, why would you want to run your first presidential campaign with a handicap? It don't make no logical sense. That's why when Gavin Newsom said, I am not running for president, I was like, you want to run for president, but it's not going to help you running right now. Because imagine when she came in June, July, you got effectively 4 months to run for president when this guy, Donald Trump's been running 8 years. Oh, no, that's not enough time. You setting yourself up for failure. They don't want that job. Josh Shapiro's probably happy right now that he's not the vice president because this is a train wreck. I'm telling you, she's getting cooked. Bruh. Not medium, medium, well done. She getting cooked. Like a steak on the stove. She charcoal right now. What? And I ain't even got to the worst one yet. RFK got her. RFK got her. Let's wrap it up with Megyn Kelly.
He got cooed right out of office. They elevated her for all the same DEI nonsense principles. They put her in the vice presidency, not to mention the AG position, probably the Senate position, and certainly the DA position that led to this path in the first place. She's not a smart person. That is on display every time she sits down for an interview.
Did Megyn lie? Did Megyn lie? Hey, man. Hey, without further ado, bro. Hey. All right, bro.
Things that,
bro. I'm not done, guys. I'm sorry. You got to hear this one. This is a cook set. Look, you think I'm playing? How well did that turn out? Joe Biden said he delegated everything to Kamala Harris, foreign policy to domestic policy. Kiss of death. What? You saw the approval ratings of Joe Biden? That's a kiss of death. She's not smart enough to say, hey, look, I was his VP, but I disagree with him on here. Like, she has no contrast of how she's going to differ from Joe Biden. It's Build Back Better with a black woman. I put the air quotes. Biracial people to me are not black, but, some racist Democrats think if you got one drop of black in you, that makes you a black person. Allegedly, this is what my dad told me. You don't have to believe my dad. I don't believe my dad. My dad said my grandma was a white woman. Allegedly. So because I might have 1% of me, a French white woman, that I'm white? Hell no. But for some reason, black people, Kamala Harris, biracial looking butt, she's supposed to be a black woman. Okay. No, we're not done with the cook session yet. Jesse Waters' turn. Here you go. Jesse Waters' turn.
Jessica, a majority of the country wants mass deportation. That's not controversial. And it's a vast majority of the country. You say that she wants tax cuts for the middle class. She's not proposing tax cuts. She's just proposing keeping the Trump tax cuts for the middle class. No one's going to get an additional tax cut under Kamala Harris. It just stays the same for those people. She says she wants to build homes. How's she going to do that? She build, what, 8 car charging stations? $7 trillion for 8 car charging stations.
What he say? He lying. Guys, he's lying, right? He's lying, right? $7 trillion to build how? Let's go back. No. Jesse. Don't cook her like this, please. Don't cook her like this.
Charging stations? How's she going to do that? She build, what, 8 car charging stations?
Wow, those better be some of the best car charging stations ever. $7 trillion just to build 8? 8? Bruh.
$7 trillion for 8 car charging.
And if you look at her policy position right now, she's like, we're going to spend $52 billion on affordable housing. So what, you can build 8 houses with it? That's essentially what Jesse Waters is saying, cooking her. This is why when you ask a Harris supporter, what has Kamala Harris accomplished as being VP for Joe Biden? Nothing. Like, throwing more money at a problem is not going to help it. Period. Allocating funds. We allocated funds. And there's a story out there allegedly, I think, I didn't do my research, but I saw it vaguely, that Biden Harris has improper payments of $1 trillion, closing in on $1 trillion. That means there's $1 trillion of unaccounted money. That's not like room for fraud. This is what I'm talking about. They should be charging Biden for this stuff. Yeah, like, yo, how $1 trillion becomes gone like smoke, unaccounted for. This is why Democrats love to throw money at problems, because it's hard to measure. When Donald Trump said, I want to build a border wall, people can measure that. Okay, how much miles of wall did you make, Donald Trump? Oh, you didn't get to build it? Oh, yeah, that's fair, Donald Trump. You did have your own party kind of revolt against you and stop you from doing what you wanted to do, even though we elected you to build a wall, because that's what you ran on. But Congress know best. Ryan, what's his name? I forgot the guy's name. Ryan Kelly. I forgot his name. Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan knew best. Oh, Trump, sit down. We're the experts here. No. I want that man border wall. Y'all better get in line. This is why the Republicans lost the House. Well, Trump didn't build the border wall. Y'all forgot who got in his way? He learned now. He got RFK. RFK is part of his transition team. He got other people part of his transition team. Hey, future looks bright, 2024. And you don't want to vote for Donald Trump? You don't want to give this guy another chance? This guy got motive. He got motive to go after these government people. He got motive to clear the corruption, because he's experienced it himself. Hell, by the end of this, Eric Adams might endorse Trump. Who knows? They got something in common. All right, I'm done. But hey, if you want a reason why not to vote for Kamala Harris, she's promising you something that currently she had the opportunity to do. She got $7 trillion to build charging stations, and she was only able to build 8 of them. And she's trying to promise you the same thing on her platform about affordable housing by putting money towards affordable housing, towards efforts for affordable housing. The question should be, are she's going to build more than 8 houses or less than 8 houses? That's the question. That's the question. That's the question. That's a hard-hitting question. If I was interviewing Kamala Harris, hey, Kamala, $7 trillion and you wasn't even able to build more than 10 houses? What makes your policy more effective? But because you're making a similar claim about affordable housing, you want to put money towards affordable housing, but what would you do to make sure that this effort doesn't end up like your current effort with you trying to build electric car chargers right now? There's $1 billion, 3 years, to bring internet to build out the internet infrastructure for rural America, and you have not even built one thing yet, and you got billions of dollars for it. This is some of the funds that somehow they're unaccounted for. spending money to do nothing with it. How is this not money laundering? I don't know. But let's continue with the roast because I got to get to RFK. Let's go, Jesse. Cooker.
Stations. This woman can't build anything.
Exactly.
The guy spent his whole life building something. I'd rather go with this guy. She says dreams, ambitions, opportunity, aspirations. These are the words that Obama's people told her to say because she can't talk about her record. She can't talk in specifics about what she's going to do. She doesn't really know what she's going to do. Ooh. She's just a basic woman from California who just ran through the machine all the way to the top. Hey. And now I feel bad for her.
Damn.
She's not ready for this. She's not ready for the job she has. She's not ready for the job she wants.
No, ma'am.
We're not ready for her.
Nope.
She's not doing well. These interviews are going really poorly. She was asked a specific question about how are we going to make housing more affordable? And she says she's going to give money to state and local governments.
But you're doing that for car chargers right now, and they only was able to build 8. So you go to vote for Kamala Harris supporters. She's going to bring affordable housing for us. Oh, so you're going to vote to get 8 houses? Damn. How many people going to vote for her? So all of y'all going to fit, like a million of y'all each is going to fit into one house that she's going to build? Because she's only going to build 8. That's her proven track record. She was only able to build 8 car chargers with funds. She probably going to, at most, give you 8 houses. But this is her proven track record. Yeah, proven track record of doing zilch, nada, nothing. She's going to execute as well as she executed for solving the root cause of immigration. We're experiencing it right now. She didn't even want to go to the border. Remember? You couldn't pay Kamala Harris in 2021 to go visit the southern border. Now, she's dying to go to the southern border right now in 2024 because she wants to win politically. This is why everyone knows she's fake. Fake. No one's believing this ish. Oh, no, I'm going to spend an hour roasting her at this point.
And it's going to be holistic? What does that mean? She's going to build yoga studios, Jessica? Healing crystals?
You love yoga.
Ayahuasca studios? What does that mean? She's going to give money to state and local governments
to do nothing
in a holistic way for transportation needs, and it's going to help housing.
No, what she mean by holistic, Jesse Waters, is she going to give them the whole money to do a whole lot of nothing. That's what she meant.
She doesn't have a grasp on anything. She didn't even know Biden kept Trump's tariffs on China.
Oh my God.
She says inflation's a crisis and then blamed Trump.
Oh my God.
She says the border is a crisis and then blamed Trump. She said the border was fine 3 years ago. She said the border was fine for 3 years, and now it's a crisis. She can't blame Trump for her border crisis. She let 20 million people into the country. And the worst line of the whole thing, Jessica, she said the American dream is dead. She's in power now. She said the American dream is dead.
And who killed it? Who killed it? Who killed it? Kamala? Biden? Democrats?
A majority of the country wants
bipartisan bills.
That's
I'm at the point where if I hear bipartisan bills, it's a bad thing. I'm at that point right now. Right? All right. RFK's turn. Hey, look. I'm not playing. Cooking Kamala Harris. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of the Kamala stands. I'm tired of the Harris stands. I'm tired of these people. Oh, you need to support the first woman of... I don't give a damn. She's bad at her job. Do I need to give more specifics again? We all know it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. But people going to vote for her because of what? Because they hate Donald Trump. They were taught to hate Donald Trump. I recently, I didn't release it. I'll probably release it on Monday. But I just finished recording a video saying that kids from liberal parents have more extreme responses about conservatives than the conservative kids have about liberals and Democrats. And where are they getting this news from? CNN, MSNBC. But they're talking about violent rhetorics coming from the right. Like, I'm tired, bro. I'm honestly tired. I'm tired. RFK, your turn to cook. Because, look, everyone cooking Kamala Harris. I'm telling you, New York Times, New York Post, Washington Post. No one's sparing her, bro. No one. And she think this little stunt going to the border is going to fix anything? Nah, bro. I need an apology for having to actually entertain the idea that Kamala Harris could be president of the United States of America. I need an apology from her because this is some craziness. RFK, your move.
The things that Vice President Harris says she's for seem to be politically driven and not heartfelt. For example, her big promise, her promise about taxing tips, which she took from President Trump. And it seemed like a last minute, I'm going to do this because it's politically savvy. Her change on the border, her failure to explain why she didn't do that before, all of the inconsistencies in that seem, again, not heartfelt, but politically driven. The big signature, economic reform that she promised during the convention to give every new business in this country $50,000 gift. Okay, well,
where am I coming from?
That's just laughable because in New York, there are 1,000 new businesses starting a day. That would be 50 million a day, just
a day, a day. Oh my God, bruh. I don't want to be mean, but only ignorant people will vote for Kamala Harris. I'm just saying, you're either going to be an ignorant voter, you hate Trump more than you love your country, or you're just a tribalist Democrat. That's the only people who are going to vote for this lady. You're the type of person who will vote for a teacup just because it has a D next to his name. That's the kind of voter you are if you vote for Kamala Harris. But if you're in the middle, you lean one way, no self-respecting Republican. This is why I laugh with the Dick Cheneys, Liz Cheneys. They're here endorsing her because we know, oh, she a puppet. Oh, hey, look, I may not get the social policies that I want. I may not get all the domestic policies that I really like, but at least war is going to happen. At least Ukraine's going to happen. At least those foreign spending bills are going to keep on spending, and then we're going to get our kickbacks. And it seems like what the Uniparty, the Dick Cheneys of the world, the Liz Cheneys of the world, they kind of expose themselves. And I'll never support a Republican Party that let individuals like Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, and those who try to make themselves palatable to the new blood conservatives like myself, Nikki Haley's of the world. I'll never support a party if these people become major influence in it again. You might as well say, hey, look, Republican Party, you done after if you let go of this populist train that is coming through and energizing your young voters, you deserve to lose. The country deserves to go in ruin. Like I'm saying, you vote for this, I don't want to hear no complaint. If you're a black woman, you vote for Kamala Harris and she wins and she ends up effing y'all, I don't want to hear none of y'all complaining. Because right now, y'all complaining about the economy, y'all can't make ends meet. Y'all ain't bragging about girl bossing now. Y'all ain't bragging about, oh, I'm independent. I ain't hearing none of that on TikTok. All I'm hearing is, damn, I didn't know it's so expensive to maintain a house. The economy is whack. I can't afford my bills. I've been on unemployment for 5 months. Bruh, you voted for the man that facilitated this mess. Don't come complaining to me. And they don't want to get mad at black men. Oh, why black men are not supporting Democrats? Oh, black men are leaving the Democratic Party. Why? Because y'all ain't about nothing. Y'all about empty platitudes. Y'all about sounding good, not actually doing good. Because sometimes what it takes to do the good thing is the hard thing. And the hard thing is, hey, look, we can't keep spending all this money. The government's about to pay $1 trillion in interest payments. Interest payments. If it was us, we'll be filing for bankruptcy. But they know it's going to make the government look bad. But they don't want no physical responsibility. Kamala Harris talking about giving $5 million a day to new businesses. And when we ask her where the money's coming from, don't worry about it. Oh, y'all always asking for specifics because she's a woman. Y'all so sexist. Y'all don't ask specifics from Trump because Trump ain't advocating for some cash-free stuff. Trump is advocating for you get to keep your money. No tax on tips. Oh, how are you going to pay for the government if you're not taxing tips, if you're not taxing Social Securities? I'm going to use the tariffs to replace that income. Oh, makes sense. Then they want to get on him for the tariffs. And then when you look at it, Joe Biden still has the tariffs that Donald Trump initiated in his administration still going on today. Make it make sense. But you're criticizing him over tariffs. Make it make sense, Mark Cuban. Do your own research, guys. Don't listen to Mark Cubans. They have their own little incentive for why they're supporting Kamala Harris. I digress. Go ahead, RFK.
for New York businesses. And if you gave that money, there'd be 2,000 or 3,000.
No kidding. That would be gained so fast you could hardly imagine it.
And so, she's talking about hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And where's that money going to come from? And then, her other idea, which is just a half-baked, discredited, terrible idea about price controls.
Oh, yeah.
And wage controls. Every time that's been tried, it's been a catastrophe. There's no place.
Because no one's ever done it right.
No, it can't be done right. And so
it can't be done right because of the fact of incentives. Show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome. If someone tells you, hey, I get to tell you, I get to dictate how much you're allowed to sell your services and your products, right? Oh, the market goes $80. Well, but I'm really good at my job. I'm a really good hairstylist. I'll make my customers happily pay me thousands of dollars to do their hair. Now you restrict me to 180? I can't make ends meet with that. What are you going to do? You're not going to do hair anymore. Or you're going to do it under the table where the government can't track you. Until someone snitched on you, then yeah, you're done. But it disincentivizes people continually to do services. You stop getting quality services. Everyone's going to start cutting corners. Everyone's going to give you the bare minimum because there's no point of going above and beyond because you're not going to get paid for above and beyond. This is the reality. This is what Kamala Harris is going to set us up for with her holistic plan. Honestly, bro, this should piss us off. Like I'm angry for the first time in a long time. Right? For the first time in decades, more Americans now identify as Republican than Democrat. What? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. What? Am I living in a bizarre world? What's going on? But they see nothing. Oh, it's not happening. Oh, you guys exaggerating. Oh, Kamala's up in the polls. Yeah, because of California. California is the biggest state in the union. California's population is equal to like 5 states. So if they select a candidate, of course it's going to show in the national polls that Kamala's up a certain percentage point because they have so many people. But if you take California out, I think Trump's up. Trump got the popular vote. This is why they want to vote on the popular vote. Because they got leverage. They got an advantage in popular vote because they just got more people in California that votes Democrat. Like I said, going to a different state is like going to a different country. And you wouldn't let California vote in the affairs of Ohio, right? So this is why the Electoral College is the better system than the popular vote. The popular vote is a worse system than the Electoral College. You can complain about the Electoral College. Many people do. Many people have their gripes with the Electoral College. But I think we all can agree it's better than the popular vote. Damn sure better than the popular vote. But I'm at the tail end of the roasting. I know I spent a good minute about because Kamala Harris, look, bro, to me, she's not a serious candidate, bro. If you vote for Kamala Harris, sorry, I think you're an ignorant voter. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you how I think. After this roasting session, like if you send this video to a Democrat voter, say, hey, look, check out this guy, talks with Kenny. He's an independent voter. He leans conservative. But I think he speaks for a lot of people who don't like Kamala Harris. Black men who don't like Kamala Harris. He talks about how Kamala Harris is more likely to put him into war, right? Where black men can die, right? And what you voting for her for? Abortion, something you might do. You might get an abortion, right? And you're a woman who cares about abortion that much to the point that it's your only vote. You probably live in New York, California, somewhere where you have unlimited abortion. Not unlimited abortion, but you have like a lot of wiggle room for abortion. Hell, in New York, I think they codified it in their state constitution. But you want it as federal law? Like, abortion's not being threatened where you live at. And if you don't like where you live, you don't like the abortion law in your live, then move. You're willing to vote for the issue, but you're not willing to move for the issue. Make it make sense. The reality is many of these women who vote for Kamala Harris because of abortion, they want to push abortion across the land. They want what they got going on in California. They want what they got going on in New York to be the law of the land throughout the country. How is that not an extremist position? Because that's the reality of people who support abortion. We want to codify abortion. Who sets the terms, though? You can't even agree on restrictions, but you want, 15 weeks at least. But is there a upper end? Like, hey, after 15 weeks, no abortions are banned across the board? Are you going to do that? No, we just want the minimum to be required as 15 weeks, but no restrictions anywhere else. And you wonder why Roe v. Wade was seen as an unfair bill, because it prevented states from banning abortion. You wanted abortion mandatory across the nation. But now that Donald Trump said, nah, remove it, let states choose if they want to ban abortion outright or give some restrictions that's less than the 15 weeks. Hoes mad. Ridiculous. That sounds fair to me. In New York, you can have it up to birth if you want, Minnesota. Or in Florida, hey, 6 weeks. After that, you're banned. You can't kill your kid. But you crying, oh, I want abortion. For what? Why you want abortion to be a federal issue? Let the states decide. I think that's a simple argument. But I digress, bro. We're going to talk about this reaction to Kamala Harris because, all the black people, I have to end it off with the black people, right? Such a diverse panel, isn't it? It's not diverse. It's not a diverse panel. But, I'm joking. But you get where I'm trying to go with this. Let's hear their reaction to Kamala Harris.
No, she's not presidential. And it will definitely come back to haunt people who vote for her. I think as long as people just don't really look for context in what they're saying or what she's saying, they'll just go along with it. They'll just go along.
Black people, look. I'm being dead serious. The reason I'm saying black people is because how many people voted for Joe Biden? About 85% of y'all voted for Joe Biden, right? And I bet every single one of y'all regretting it right now. And I'm telling you, I'm begging you. If you vote for this lady because she's a data beta, like, well, what's this? Ricky Smiley said she's a beta nine, divine nine. You voting for her because she's the first black woman. But look at the results. It don't matter how nicely you package a ball of ish, it's still ish. And that's how I see Kamala Harris. But you're going to vote for it because it's in blue wrapping paper. Because you don't like the cactus called Donald Trump. Donald Trump is better for you than the pile of ish. But you want to vote for it because it's a whack black woman. Okay. You're going to vote for a biracial woman claiming to be black, even though she claimed to be Indian her entire political career. But now that it's politically expedient to be called herself black, now she's black. I digress.
I was actually listening to a Tim Walz rally today. Just going for those applause moments and those stuff that will appeal to your emotions. And
right.
But when in reality, they're just intellectually and emotionally manipulating you. So
exactly.
Absolutely. No, she's not presidential, and it will definitely come back to bite people.
Does anybody disagree with that?
I agree 1000%.
Exactly.
Why do you agree?
I mean, I've listened to a bunch of interviews that she's done, and I think she's done maybe like 3 outside of the presidential debate, and you can tell like she doesn't know what to say, and it's like she's reading from a teleprompter. You can see her eyes, but that one she wasn't reading from a teleprompter. That's how you know she didn't know what to say, and that's how she had to get out of there.
Rehearsed, unauthentic, not honest, not real. Imagine how bad you are. And I'm talking to Kamala supporters, right? You guys, you're laughing, I know. But imagine all I have to say is just watch Kamala's interviews. You know it's bad when someone who's ideologically against Kamala Harris is telling you, no, go listen to her. Go watch her interviews. Go watch the Oprah interview. Go watch the one she did with MSNBC. Go watch the one she did with Dana Bash. You can see all my reactions to it on this channel if you want to hear my commentary over that stuff. But I couldn't even watch the whole thing. Me. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. And you think a apolitical person who I just want to find some information, you ain't gonna get nothing. You're gonna hear how she grew up in a middle-class family about 4 times. Rehearsed lines. You're gonna be like, I think I heard her say this before. And it's a different interview with a different anchor. She's saying the same ish. Oh my God. When I say they cooking Kamala Harris, they cooking her. Everybody cooking her. But only delusional people, only people in their little bubble, in their little echo chamber, don't realize this. Everyone who's talked to someone that don't see it the same way they see it know this reality. But you got people who's doing la 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 la. I'm voting for the first black woman. La 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 la. Okay. Hopefully, not enough people think that way too. Let's continue with the video because I need to let them finish cooking.
Get out of there on time. So yeah, it's a bunch. She says a whole bunch of nothing, man. So I definitely agree with Spaces said.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree as well. She never answers questions. I actually just sit there and watch. I observe her when she actually is on. When someone actually interviews her, she never answers questions. She give a bunch of word salad. She doesn't. She's not straightforward. If she wants to be presidential, she needs to be transparent about what her policies are. She needs to be transparent about what her plans are for the future. She just never answers questions. And the happenstance that she does, people just fall for it because they're emotional.
Ooh.
They go off of, she does the rah-rah thing, try to get you with her emotions. She tries to get you with the fact that she has a family. I've heard her family story I don't know how many times. That's what she starts off with. And she just doesn't answer questions. So to me, she is not presidential.
To me, all it really takes to like not fall for this BS is you don't take it emotionally. You think it logically. Like, hey, if I was advising somebody, hey, who would you rather vote for? And they tell me, oh, I can't afford rent. Inflation is killing me. It's hard to find a job. And you saying, okay, the current administration, the VP of that current administration that you're complaining about their governance is running for president. Would you vote for her? The answer should be no. But for some reason, she's competitive. Why? The media. Media cover her in a positive light, cover Donald Trump in a negative light. But everyone wants deportation. Everybody. Everybody wants deportation. Majority of Americans want deportation. Has she given that? Is that a policy position she has taken? No. Right? But instead, and I'm done, we're done roasting Kamala Harris. We're done. Right? But I'm moving on to other things because I want to highlight something. But instead, we're talking about emotionalism. Gavin Newsom just nuked the reparations bill, right? Right? He signed a bill where essentially California is going to give an official statement apologizing for slavery. Newsflash, California was never a slave state. So pretty much he signed a bill to give platitudes to black people, right? Right? Because this is the emotionalism we're talking about. Oh, so this is why you vote for Democrat. So they can write official statements saying they're sorry for slavery. Because, Democrats defended slavery, instituted slavery, Jim Crow, all that. Yeah, they're Democrats. Yeah, them. Redlining, Democrat policy. Black codes, Democrat policy. Yeah, the party has a reason to apologize, but California wasn't involved in that. That was before California's time. Non-citizens are registering to vote in key swing states. That kind of explains why all the Democrats didn't want to vote on the SAFE Act, which will require people to be American citizens before they're allowed to register to vote. Oh, no. It's a useless bill. This is not happening. Right? But you constantly see stories of them having to purge votes out of these elections because they find voters that shouldn't be voting here. And this is a lesson I think we all need to reflect and look at. Because essentially this is what politics has become. Politics has become a game of how much gullible people could we outvote the common sense people. This is the game that the Democrats are playing. Words are crisply used not to convey facts or even allegations of facts, but simply to arouse emotions. Throughout the whole session of me, all these media personalities cooking Kamala Harris, what was the main thing you kept hearing? Word salad, word style, telling her story, trying to be relatable, trying to get rah-rah moments. What that's hitting at? Is it hitting at logic? No. It's hitting at emotions. This is how they're trying to win. This is how Democrats trying to win. Once you see the game, it's hard to unsee it. Kamala Harris has been in politics for 20 years. And she's still spewing this crap. Make it make sense. It shows she don't learn. They never learn. But they want to paint other people as greedy. Oh, these people are unprincipled. These people are bad. But you made promises. You dangle reparations like a carrot on a stick to black people. They vote for your party. You say, oh, we can't do it. Oh, we got budget problems. Oh, we're going to issue an apology. Oh, cash payments are not the way to go. I think there's another way we could do this stuff. And finally, they just veto. I'm not going to give it to you. And what the black voters in California do? Cry and complain. And little old me just go, just vote Republican just one time. You'll see how differently Democrats are going to treat you. Just do it one time. Just do it one time. Don't stay on the couch, because they're going to use that as a means of, oh, you don't have no leverage in that position. Just be like, Donald Trump, I know y'all don't like reparations. I know you don't like this. Okay, look, I just need better opportunities. I need lower black unemployment. I need you to protect the interests politically of black folks, because these illegals, they're threatening our position in politics. You mass deportate, you follow your through, we're gonna vote for you. And when the Democrats see that, they're like, crap. We effed up. That's how you move. That's how y'all supposed to move. But the black community, many of these people, especially these people who support reparations, they do this all or nothing approach, which is not smart. Because I was taught logically, it's better to get a percentage of something than 0%. Than 100% of nothing. And this is what it is. These are the people like, oh, if you don't support reparations, you don't get my vote. That's 100% of nothing. At least get something. Get a percentage of something. And I believe you can get that with Donald Trump, black people, if you vote for Donald Trump. Instead of sitting here crying about reparations that, in my opinion, y'all don't deserve. Instead, look at it, okay, which government is going to facilitate me with the best opportunities to succeed and reach my goals? Think about it like a referee. Hey, do I want a more honest referee, or do I want a referee that is trying to bait me into doing stuff so I can get special treatment, special calls? You go for the more fairer system. You're going to go for the fairer referee. That's how I see the government administration. The government is a referee, not a solutions guy, not a fixer. No, they create the incentives, and we do the fixing. The worst thing the government can say is, I'm here to help. The government has been here to help for a long time, and look at the state of the black community. Some of the worst places to grow up black is in Democrat strongholds. Chicago, Philadelphia. Worst place to grow up. All the crimes coming out of blue cities. Some of the worst places in crime is in Democrat cities, Democratic states. But you don't want nothing different? You just want the same old, same old? Change is outside of your comfort zone. And I think black people got too comfortable just mindlessly voting Democrat. And I think this is the wake-up call I think the Democrats, I think many Democrat voters needed. Because no one's going for it no more. No one's going for the narratives. No one's going for their framings anymore. No one gives them any credibility up front anymore. Right? Gen Z's coming out in droves. People realizing their mistake. Here's a white dude. Right? Here's a white dude. Look, this is a lot of black men right now. Let me show you.
I voted for Biden 4 years ago. It was the worst decision of my life. Donald John Trump, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter what your policies are. I had more money in my pocket 4 years ago. I can tell you.
Results.
Gas prices were better. The border was better.
Results. That's all we voted for Donald Trump. We don't care if he said he grabbed women by the you-know-what. We all know there's a lot of famous dudes that grab women by the you-know-what. He was just real about it. He was just honest about it. I don't care if you convicted him 93 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. We all know it's BS. Because you putting him on charges that happened way before. He's about to appeal it because he hasn't gotten convicted. He hasn't gone to jail for this stuff. You want me to focus on some crap that doesn't even matter in the scheme of things. In politics, this is what I'm saying. I'm advocating for a politics to be based on solutions, to be based on policy, to be based on substance. And who's the more substantive candidate? Who can tell you who could run on results and who's running away from their results? Kamala Harris running away from her results. Donald Trump running on his results. Donald Trump's results is so good, Democrats always try to take credit for it. Oh, it was because of Obama. Uh-huh. Okay. Happens every time. But when you govern it, it's turned to crap. But when a Republican government, oh, yeah. So you're saying the Republicans know how to do your policies better, Democrats? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm just saying.
And my table was better. And let's get it back. Let's get it back.
What's your thoughts on Kamala?
God loves her. She's a human being. She deserves compassion, but she's a challenged individual. She's mixed race. She claims to be.
She's mixed race, but she claims to be black. Why is it so hard for black Democrats to get this? I don't understand. I'm a father of biracial children, and I get it. Because to say my sons are black is to deny their mother part in helping them being here. Is to deny their Hispanic heritage. Calling my kids Hispanic is to deny me and his black lineage. So you obviously have to say mixed race. Calling them one or the other is exclusion. But you see how racist the Democratic Party is? The one-drop rule? One-drop rule is racist idea. You got 1% black, you're black. But then they get mad when white people use the N-word. Okay, but you're taking the racist, white supremacist one-drop rule and applying it to designate people as black or not? Sorry, if you're a mixed person, sorry, you're not black in my eyes. Sorry. If you came out of a white mom, you're not black. You came out of a white dad, you ain't black. I'm just saying. If you see my parents, they black. There's no mistake. You see my kids, you're going, you look different. They're not black. No black kid has some. If you see my community notes, you see the hair on my kid. Some of you thought that was even my kid. They said, why your kid look like that? I said, their mom. But you're going to say my kid's black. Make it make sense. I digress. Let's continue.
Black when it works for her. Nope. She claims to be Indian when it works for her. Mm-hmm. She claims to be with the people when it works for her. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, what your views are. We just need an America that's willing to be united, that's strong against illegal immigration, against overtaxing our dollar.
That benefits everybody. Illegals hurt all legal and American citizens, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your race. We all are negatively affected by it. Minorities more so. Because who's easier to replace? A population that's only 30% of the population or a population that's 66% of the population? Who's easier to replace? The minorities, obviously. Whose political power will be hurt the most if we all went on race-based politics? The black community, obviously. The Hispanic community. The Hispanic community has less ties to America compared to the black community, and if they haven't, they're about to overtake us in population numbers. But there's supposedly some people who've been here, whose generations, whose family tree spans 200 years in this country, yet the group of people is still a minority, and they're about to get taken over by Hispanics. Make it make sense. Everything the Democrats do, it hurts the black community from a cultural and political standpoint. It makes you politically dependent on a party, and that puts you in a position of weakness. But the black Democrats sit here pretending that they're pro-black. Black progressives continue making excuses for why you should support Kamala Harris, why you should continue supporting blue, no matter who. Garbage. And then there will be the same people complaining about, we're in an abusive relationship with the Democratic Party. Of course you are, because you have shown no spine to leave. That's why you're getting abused. Look at it from an actual abusive relationship. What's the main complaint many people have when they try to save someone from an abuser? They think they're worthless. They think that that's the only person who will love them. Ain't the black vote doing the same thing with the Democratic Party? Oh, the Democratic Party is the only party for black people. Who told you that, Democrats? Really? So it's the same way as an abuser tell their when they're abusing their wife, oh, no one's gonna save you, no one's gonna love you, only I will love your worthless butt. That's what the Democrats tell the black community, and the black community say, yes, but we the coons. Black conservatives are the coons. Oh, yeah, okay. Black conservatives, when we vote, we don't vote for someone's approval. We don't want no hug, apparently, from the white people. We don't care. You're like, yo, this thing, what you're doing here is beneficial for me. More police in my neighborhoods because I'm more likely to die at the hands of another black man than any other race of people. 76% of the time, if a black man dies at the hands of a criminal, it's another black man. But you want me to worry about police brutality, white supremacy. You fear more from imagination than from reality, and that's the truth. And this is what the Democrats' play is. They want you more scared of imaginations than reality. You already experienced a reality where Donald Trump is president, and it wasn't as advertised. Black people didn't go back in chains because Donald Trump was president. Black people didn't get deported because Donald Trump was president. You still here. And many of you, y'all made the most money you ever did. You had the most opportunities you ever had. And the minute your guy, your boy, Joe Biden, came back and did build back better, more like build back bitter, now everyone's complaining. Highest inflation rate in 40 years. But y'all still want to vote for the same party that put you in this mess. If that's not abuse, I don't know what is. But like they said, you can't save someone who don't want to save themselves. Black people, I'm being dead ass when I'm saying this. The only way you fix an abuser is if they're punished for their decisions. They're punished for their actions. It's time for you to punish your abusers, black people, black voters. It's time to punish your abusers. It's time to punish the Democratic Party. And it's what? To leave the relationship, go to another healthier relationship. Give an opportunity to someone else. But I digress. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Our dollar's already stretched. We just need somebody that's going to listen to our people. And my thing is I voted for Biden. I voted for Jill Stein. I'm voting for Donald Trump this year. And I'm proud to say that he's not perfect, but he wants to do good. The other candidate doesn't want to do good. They're a career politician. Yep. Joseph Biden endorses her. He's a career politician. And we don't need to go that route.
Dick Cheney, career politician. Liz Cheney, career politician. Mitt Romney, I'll support Joe Biden. He's better than Trump, career politician. That's why they focus so much on race. They don't want you, imagine if a black man sit down with a white man and they're talking about the problems they're experiencing in this economy. They're going to come to the same conclusions. Yo, Kamala Harris is cooking us. She's cooking us. She's putting us through this mess. It's just baffling to me, but I'm done. I'm done ranting. Right? I'm giving you guys your time back. I know I'm gonna try to make it 6:15 my usual time because I think it gives us more time for you guys to catch other stuff. I don't want to do it too late at night where y'all tired and all this other stuff. But honestly, man, it's been a crazy week. People getting indicted over some nonsense. The Democrats are repeating themselves. You see the playbook, guys. I think if you pay attention enough, you see the playbook. They've been doing this playbook for a long time. Liberals have a tendency. Their main point of attack is character assassination. That's what Democrats thrive on, character assassination. Look at every debate they ever do. They always try to characterize the other side as bad, as villains. How conservatives usually win is they appeal to people and make them observe and realize what's in front of them. Hey, look, government can't do that for you. Look, the government did that for you. Look what happened to you. The government caused this. You can't just rely on the government. The government is supposed to help you, but it's not supposed to save you. Because in this world, there's no saviors. And there's an important quote that I think I'll leave off this live stream with, and this is something that Thomas Sowell expressed a lot in his books, is that conservatives believe in raising strong children, right? Because we understand the limitations of ourselves. We understand our limitations. I can't save my sons from every problem, every situation. I can't save them. The government's in that same position. It can't save everybody. It can't make everything free. It can't make everything the best ever. No. All they can do is, hey, I'm going to give you the tools so you can help yourself. Because in reality, in this life, there is no saviors. There's people who can help you. There's people who can support you. But end of the day, it's you that got to make those. It's you who has to make that walk. If you want to get something, it's you who have to put in the time, effort to do it. And that is the reality of life. Like imagine that. That used to be, this is what's the problem we have in our society today, is that we don't respect wisdom anymore. We think we all know-it-all snobs, right? And I'm guilty of it as much as anyone else that I'm calling out. But the reality is I'm humbled enough to know I might be wrong, but I doubt it. That's my stance. When I talk, I'm thinking I'm right every time, but I doubt that I'm wrong. But I don't say I'm never wrong. I don't pretend that I know everything, because I don't. I have a limited perspective. I have a limited angle. That's why I lean on my audience to catch me when I'm falling, or maybe I'm being too short-sighted, right? Y'all call me out every time. Kenny, you going too hard on liberals. It's not all liberals. I know, but generally, the things they do enables bad behavior. And this is what I'm trying to hint at. That just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And that's wisdom. But what knowledge says, oh, I have the power. Why not? Why not can I make people get in trouble, go to jail, lose their jobs, if they don't see reality the same way I do? I'm a woman. But Kenny, you're a man. I'm a woman. But sir, it's ma'am. You lose your job because you offended me. No one has a right in this life to walk through the world without being offended, because that perceives yourself as a god. Oh, you're a god now? We can't offend you? And this is why I said, like, transgenderism, it's rooted in narcissism in a way. In my view, it's rooted in narcissism. Imagine being self-centered enough in this world that you think the world revolves around you so much that they have to believe your version of reality. And if they don't, they're somehow committing a great sin against you. What kind of narcissistic behavior is that? But this is what the left do. This is what the left enables. This is what Democrats enables, because all they care about is power and control. Oh, you want to be called a woman, but you're going to give me your vote? Okay, I'll tell you you're a woman. Because Kamala Harris exposes the dark truth about politics. It's all about who could pretend to be whatever the people want him to be. And Donald Trump broke that mode. He said, I'm going to say whatever the hell I want. I'm going to make fun of people. You make fun of me, I make fun of you. Man, woman, child, I don't give a damn. You handicap, you getting this work too. Equal rights, equal lefts. Oh, he's too brass. He's cocky. He has an ego on him. But he's him. He's authentic. Whether you love him or hate him, oh, Donald Trump should have been more adequate, eloquent. He should speak more articulate. But that's why people trust Donald Trump. Because no matter the whatever situation, no matter the circumstances, he's going to be himself. But can you say the same about Kamala Harris? You question her. You say, is she really a moderate? Did she really change her positions? When Donald Trump said, I'm going to build a big, beautiful wall, you know he's trying to do that for real. He knows, Russia knows, hey, you do anything, I'm bum Moscow. Hey, why are you sending me a picture of my house from the satellite? Oh, I don't know. Donald Trump is real. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying this election, I'm going to end it off with this. This election is going to come down to who is the most authentic, honest politician. And it's hands down, it's Trump. Trump has the advantage there. And not only that, we experienced Donald Trump already. Donald Trump is like an uncle versus a stranger who's pretending to be your uncle. You're like, yo, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you, Kamala Harris? And then you find all this dirt about what she used to stand for in 2020. And then you ask her questions about it. She says, oh, don't worry about it. I changed my mind. But yeah, but why? You seem so adamant about it 4 years ago. Now you suddenly change your mind? Why? The simplest answer is the clearest answer. It's because it politically benefits her to pretend to be a moderate. Simple. And that's what I try to do on this channel. I try to make politics as simple as I can, right? I try to inform you as much of what I know as possible, right? I give you an honest take on what it is. I'm saying, hey, look, I'm coming from this position. It's not purely objective. What is objective is the observations that I make, the evidence that I am, but the framing is my opinion. Everyone knows this who's watching my channel, right? The reason why I believe you should trust me more than the mainstream media is the mainstream media sit here and pretends that they're objective, and I highlight how they're lying to you. They're not objective. There's an appearance of bias. I show you numerous charts how journalism is the most liberal profession. That shows bias. Then I show you evidence. Look at Dana Bash, biggest example. She interviews Republicans, hostile interview. She interviews Democrat, softball interview. Hey, the media's biased. Why do you think the media's biased? Dana Bash. Look at clips of when she's talking to a Republican versus clips she's talking to a Democrat. Now, I would not have this argument, and this is I'm open with you. I would admit I'm wrong if you show me if the media was just more consistent. Kenny, Dana Bash softballs everybody she talks to. Okay, fair point. You'll beat me. Kenny, Dana Bash is tough on everybody she interviews, regardless of political affiliation. But no Democrat, no journalist can say that because there's proof of it. Don't believe your lying eyes out. If I have to believe a lie, I'd rather believe a lie that I came to a conclusion to, not what someone told me. Because someone tell you Donald Trump is racist, and then me asks you how is he racist, and then you tell me something, I'll say, well, that's misconstrued because technically he said this, full context. You're the one who's going to look stupid. At least if I'm going to look stupid, at least it's because I put myself in that position, not because I trusted some biased media that covers Donald Trump 89% of the time negatively. And then when I come into confrontation or when someone challenges my framing of events, I cannot defend it. That's the worst position you could put yourself in as an American voter. But I'm done rambling. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the live stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you guys coming out. Oh my God, you guys really came out. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Let me know your feedback on the live stream. I will be interested to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll catch you guys on the next episodes of Live with Kenny. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Peace.